The Young Professionals Company is a really cool opportunity for teens who are serious about a career in theater. It's a conservatory-style program. There's a lot of mentoring involved.
Well, it's a subset of upper echelon students that are in the acting academy, and they have an interest in finding a professional outlet for their acting and theater careers.
YP Company it's an awesome organization, awesome community of people who are like me, people who share my same interests.
It's a group of kids, luckily more than just actors, that are interested in finding their career path in theater, whether it be on the stage or behind the scenes.
I actually was around before the Young Professional program had a name. I was just a student that was taking a lot of classes there, and then they offered me options to assistant teach. And so for me, I got to be able to learn how to teach, which was a very valuable asset. So I consider that all the training that they're getting now beyond that should only mean more options for the program.
And we were putting together the YPs each year get to choose their shows by sitting down in a season committee panel and talking about their views on the shows. I was introduced to Columbinus by a peer of mine who said, "You have to read this, it's a perfect YP show." And I read it, and I thought it was beautiful, incredibly written, well-written, powerful, disturbing.
Danny sent me an email asking if I would read the script, and I didn't even get past page 3 before I emailed her right back and said I would take the show.
And when I found out that the YP program was doing Columbinus, first of all, that is a show that I have seen before, and I was really impressed that Columbinus was being done by Oregon Children's Theater.
My thought was we could never do the play because of the graphic nature of it, the intensity of it, all the things that make it beautiful but also make it a little gut-wrenching. The truth is I did not want YPs to put on Columbinus because I wanted them to at least read the piece and know what kind of art is out there besides just what they're used to seeing through their high schools or through Oregon Children's Theater. It's so opposite any show we've ever done before that I thought, well, we won't be able to do it, but at least they can read art like this. And the young professionals that were in that panel that year were very passionate about the piece, very excited about it, and fought for it. I mean, really had compelling arguments as to why they should do it, because it's their age range.
I'm Emma, younger, and I'm 17.
Blake Peebles, 17 years old.
Isaiah Rosales, and I'm 17.
Hi, my name is Amber Chiara, and I'm 17 years old.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Carlson, and I'm 17 years old.
I'm Nate Golden, and I'm 18.
Hi, I'm Carter. I'll be playing the role of AP, and I'm 18.
Because it's so relevant to what they're going through today, even though the play takes place 16 years ago. It was all those things that hearing their voices, I couldn't say, oh, well, then we won't do that. They were too passionate and too committed for me not to take that request seriously. So even though it's a bit of a challenge for us, that's what we're doing.
Auditions were, I didn't know what to expect when going into it.
A lot of those auditions for Columbinus were probably the most interesting auditions I went to.
It was really unorthodox.
They were terrifying. I was scared the whole time.
They were like nothing else I'd auditioned for ever.
Auditions, everyone was like, oh, auditions were so weird, they were crazy, but they were normal.
There was no script reading at all, and that threw a lot of people off because the script is a pretty big part of the show.
It was just walk around and emote, and I was like, yeah.
Because we go in and she's like, yeah, we're not going to read anything from the show. We're just going to walk around and do gestures. And I'm like, ah!
Whenever you go into an audition process for any kind of show, there's always a kind of apprehension around it that I was particularly expecting with this show because of the Well, it's more controversial nature.
It's an ensemble piece.
A lot of group work, a lot of ensemble work.
And I think that's the thing that they were mainly auditioning for and just looking for how you responded to the subject matter. And I thought it was such an awesome experience, but I have never done anything like it.
One thing that was really striking about them is that she wasn't really looking for, oh, are you a great actor and can you be really dramatic with this scene, but she was looking for, from the way she ran auditions, you could tell she was looking for people who could react.
There was Suzuki exercises, and we looked at some of the diary entries of Eric and Dylan.
It threw everyone for a loop, and everyone that I talked to afterwards was kind of wondering if they really got their chance to shine.
I was just like, the auditions were such a cool experience. I'm so glad I even got to audition for a show like this.
It felt really good. I felt like afterward my dad was like, how did it go? And I was like, you know, if whether or not, whatever happens, and this is like such a cliche, but it was a really good experience.
I was terrified. I was screaming on the inside. I didn't scream on the outside, which is probably good because I wouldn't have gotten cast. But yeah, it was bizarre. It was crazy and interesting. Like, I've never been in an audition like that before.
And get up. Wake up. Wake up.
I'm up.
You're late.
Huh?
Gotta run.
Huh?
You're
late. Gotta run
and go. See you soon. Don't be late. Okay, be safe. Love you. Bye.
Good, and then go into your next pose at the end of that.
The first scene of the show is called Morning Routine, where we have all the characters on stage going through their normal morning routine.
Get out of bed.
Get up.
Get out.
Get up. Get up. Wake up. Wake
up.
up.
You're late.
Huh?
Gotta run.
Huh?
But it's all at once, and we don't focus on an individual character. Instead, lines are just sort of spit rapid fire one after another as everyone is moving in different places all at once.
Working with Lava is a lot different than working with other directors, but I really like it.
Like, she doesn't say, do it like this. She's like, here's an idea, try to take it. And it's really up in the air and lets us build our own characters rather than her just giving it to us, and that's really cool and awesome.
She doesn't give a lot of like straight up direction. Like, she doesn't tell us, okay, move to this side of the room and this is what your motivation is. She'll say, okay, so I gave you this idea and this is what it looks like to the audience. Now, what do you think if he plays off of it like this? And then we kind of have a chance to respond and say, I don't know if that works with my character, or to say, and what if we take it a step further?
Let that kind of box free so that they could just be who they were in the room, which really helps.
And it feels a lot very organic and very natural, and you can tell that the actors are very at ease with Lava, and I love how comfortable we already are with each other.
Now, what I want you guys to do is hold your thing in front of you, turn around completely. Hold it, and then use the same action. Hold it out there.
I left for personal reasons. It had nothing to do with how the show was handled by the director or the actors or anything like that. Well, Danny actually approached me about it and asked me one day when I was sort of at a pretty low point, and she said, do you think it would be better if you left? And I didn't really want to, it was kind of a last resort, but I chose to leave. And I'm happy I did. I'm not at all disappointed or regretful or remorseful.
One day I was sitting at home and Tom and Blake texted me and asked me if I was still in Portland, and then said that they might have something for me. And then I got an email from Danny, and she asked me to be in the show, and I said yeah.
These people who are in the show deserve all the credit in the world because they're able to pick this up and put it down in a day. And unfortunately for me, I picked it up and I just couldn't let go of it for a long time. So it's better this way.
This isn't gonna be a normal rehearsal process. This is gonna be something very real and something that we don't get to see a lot in youth theater and even like Portland theater, because there's a lot of musical and there's a lot of straight plays, but there's nothing like this.
I feel like I'm not like comfortable with everything. It's not like I'm like, yeah.
You know, I don't know if apprehensive would be the right word,
I'm not really apprehensive at all.
but like this is something, a show like this is kind of why I do theater.
This is what theater is about.
So I'm just worried about doing it justice. I think it's such a powerful work, and I think I hope it's going to turn out how we all expect it to be.
I don't think that there really is a message of the play.
I think it's pretty clear what the show is from the title and from the descriptions that we've given.
I don't think there's one meaning like gun control or we shouldn't do this or we shouldn't do that.
My fear is that people are going to look far too deep into the gun aspects of it and the violence into it.
It's a really important show. I mean, the message in the show needs to be talked about, and I'm glad that we're getting the chance to do that.
It deals with high school shootings. It's not a subject any of us are real comfortable, talking about.
I feel like it is some things are uncomfortable. I mean, we're going to be very vulnerable.
I feel like a piece like Columbinus is really important to be seen in the community, and it's really important that the voices of high schoolers who issues like this most affect are heard.
Which I can say is by high school students and for high school students.
I feel like there's more danger in not talking about what happened than there is in talking about it.
And unfortunately we talk about it after the fact rather than before the fact.
There are these moments where we do speak about the events that occurred.
A shooting happens, we all have a conversation as opposed to maybe having a conversation before. So my hope is that there's conversations before that could prevent something happening again.
I feel like people often go to theater and seek theater as entertainment, and I'm not sure if everyone will come to Columbinus ready for what is going to hit them in the face.
But I do get concerned the audience won't know why we're doing such a challenging piece, such a gut-wrenching piece.
Because I think even though some people certainly will come with knowledge of what this piece is about, I think that they won't be ready for how real and how close to home this piece will hit for most people.
What's your plan tomorrow here? Mine opens that finish writing a piece tonight after rehearsal. So that
I feel bad smiling. It was we were all that.
I was shaking.
It actually made me look at my own behavior.
Actually, the largest emotional reaction I had was guilt.
After the play, my first reaction was just, we have to do something.
I mean, I was excited. I was excited and I was shaking because it was incredibly well executed.
And it deals with human emotions, obviously, and ones that we're not comfortable in addressing.
At one point in the play, I found that I'd actually separated myself from the content, and I was looking at the acting, and I was like, wow, these are amazing students. They're amazing actors.
The high school, this is a high school crowd in high school. People are getting this message, but I think every Portland teacher needs to see this and realize that no, it starts in kindergarten, it starts in first grade, it starts in second grade.
One of the major themes in the show is bullying, and I mean, what better way to start the conversation than with teenagers?
It would be impossible to come away from this play, I would hope. I would be a little frightened if someone came away from this play without having their assumptions questioned.
I definitely think it's a topic that's not talked about, and to have an opportunity to create the conversation is the only way that that's a subject that we're going to talk about in an everyday conversation. It's not like I go down, to the coffee shop, let's talk about shootings today, it doesn't come up. There needs to be a reason to talk about it.
Again, I'm a teacher, and I think our staff meeting, I'm going to talk to my principal, and I think we need to talk about this. So what are we doing?
But I love that once people leave the theater, they start wanting to talk more about the issues and how we could possibly prevent it and why it happened.
So it's been a lot of fun, actually, to do this show.